get so damn excited about this. This seems like this the blind spot that still is there to be taken advantage of for preparing for peak performance. Darrell Royal, coach of the University of Texas, that won a couple of national championships here at Texas, had always said, you got 12 games in the year. You can expect for your team to be at peak performance level 2 Saturdays out of 12. You want to make sure that those 2 Saturdays are against the toughest teams. You want to make sure that the other ones where they're like, okay, they did well, but they didn't play to their peak performance, are against the good teams. And you want to do your best to make sure that the days that they're off, you're playing the shitty teams that you can beat, even when you're not mentally there. That seems like so much more opportunity for that number to rise today, to have a much higher number that you can be ready for peak performance. Who are the best preparers in, MMA, in your mind? That are
all the champions.
They peak.
When you get to a championship level, when you get to like Alexandre Pantoja, or when you get to, Islam Makhachev, when you get to like that level, they're all, you're at a championship level, they all have impeccable preparation.
They're all,
yes.
It's impeccable.
Impeccable.
And so the margin for error, it's measured, it's timed, this is...
Yeah, they're all dialed in with diet, they're dialed in with their weight, they're dialed in with strength and conditioning, they're dialed in with their sparring. It's impeccable. You can't compete at a world-class level today and not have that.
Okay.
It's not possible.
So, physically?
Yeah.
Mentally?
Yeah.
Are these two different coaches? Are these one camp?
Some people don't have mental coaches at all. Some elite fighters have no mental coaches.
Okay.
But some of them do. Some of them, like we had this guy Brandon Epstein the other day that he works with quite a few UFC fighters, and he's got a very specific protocol that he mentally prepares them for, and he coaches them through things, and it sets up like a way to visualize and see yourself performing and see yourself doing things, and how you view your performance, like, and to get you into a mindset where once you get into that octagon, you're locked into this pathway, instead of like straying and letting anxiety and fear overcome you, which can happen to fighters.
Yeah.
But then there's other guys that don't have any coaches for that at all.
Okay.
They just have the mindset already,
okay,
and they're comfortable with what they have, and they just stay disciplined and just go in there.
Yeah.
It's very personal because everybody's brain is different. You know, they all have like different ways of expressing themselves, different ways.
How much has technology and diet and stuff helped?
A lot. Yeah, a lot. Technology, just understanding nutritional balances, understanding like when you do a nutrient analysis of your blood work, like, oh, you're deficient in niacin, this is you're wearing down, you don't have enough B12 in your system, making sure you get the correct amount of protein. Like you can't miss any of those things if you want to achieve peak performance. You have to have everything, your hydration, your electrolytes, everything has to be dialed in. Your sleep, which is one of the biggest ones. Like this is like a lot of these young guys, the problem is they still go out and party, they're still hanging out with girls till 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they're at training at 8 a.m. Like you can't do that and be a professional and expect to be world class, or expect to beat the guys who are just as good as you but get that preparation. They're going to have an advantage.
Yeah. You know, the argument of athletes, well, who was better then or now? What would they have done then? Or what this I think that athletes have evolved, and the athletes we have now are just better than athletes ever were.
Yeah, I think so too.
That they're bigger, they're more powerful, they're more focused, they're more specific, that they're just better. That if they played in that time, they would be that much better then, even than they are now.
Yeah.
Seems to be. I think we're just evolving that way.
They also have the benefit of watching people do it before them and do it really well, so they aspire to that level and then to surpass that level, whereas those people were pioneers.
Yeah.
Larry Bird didn't have a lot of people to watch play basketball before Larry Bird.
Right.
There was a few, but black and white footage. It's not like you didn't see it every day. You didn't have it on the internet. Now kids, they can just watch every Jordan highlight reel, every time LeBron James has scored, every Steph Curry three-pointer. They can watch it anytime they want, and then that is a level that they're aspiring to.
Right.
Think of all the football games that kids can watch now and analyze. Think of all the fights that people coming up now that want to be a martial artist, they can watch.
Yeah.
And so they aspire to this level that has already been achieved by the greatest of all time, and then they want to surpass that.
Yeah.
Which is what human beings have always done athletically all throughout time. It's not like guys who broke records in the 1930s, we don't break those today. Like, those are not the same records. Like, those don't hold up. We 100% get better.
Yep.
From 90 years ago to today, there is no comparison. The athletes are far better, and they're going to continue.
Yep.
90 years from now, I'll probably be, if there's humans, they'll probably be far better.
You know, there's experiments that have happened in the NFL. You know, and I think this is correct. But I was always a Washington. It was then the Redskins fan, and I think it was 1986 or 1988. They had the heaviest offensive line, and they averaged 286. Somewhere around there. Those numbers.
Big fellas.
Pretty close, right? But compared to today, that would be the lightest.
Right. Nuts.
All right. And then Dallas, with Nate Newton and those guys, had a point where they were going, oh, we're going to get guys up to 330. Oh, let's get them to 340. And they peaked when some of them got to 360. The bone marrow, they were big, but they lost agility and speed. And they went, uh-oh, we hit the ceiling. We went past it. We got to come back.
Interesting.
These are the hogs.
There's the hogs.
Look at those guys. That guy in the middle with the mustache. Oh,
that's
my
Russ
God.
Grimm.
Boy, those big
And that's Joe
fellas.
Jacoby over here, 66.
Big fellas. The Hogs. What a great name.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But they hit the top of, like Dallas, they went too far.
Right.
The thing was bigger's better, so let's get bigger. And then all of a sudden agility went. And they went, it's not 360. It's come way back. It's come back down.
Well, believe it or not, the UFC heavyweight division has a weight class. You can't be over 265 pounds.
You can't?
No. They have to wait to fight for the UFC heavyweight title. You must weigh 265 pounds or below.
So you're 270.
You got to lose weight.
You don't have you
You
don't
got
have
to
to
weigh
fight.
in. It's happened before, where guys had to lose weight to fight heavyweight. Tim Sylvia, when he was the UFC heavyweight champion, had to cut weight to hit the 265-pound weight class. He was so big that like 265 was a struggle for him to get down to.
Wow, isn't that number gonna have to?
Well, I would
rise,
assume
maybe?
it should, but the problem is there's actually a heavyweight class above that's super heavyweight.
Okay.
But we've never had that in the UFC. There's never been a single super heavyweight fight in the UFC. Okay. Everything has always been inside the 265-pound weight class, which I think is real weird. Because, like,
where'd that number come from?
I don't know. The numbers are real weird anyway because there's giant gaps in them. It's like one of the major problems with MMA is that there's a lack of weight classes. So in boxing, there's weight classes. You got 126, 130, 135. It goes 135 to 140, 140, 147, 147, 54. With the UFC, it's like 35, 45, 55. Then it goes 70. 85, so you got a 15-pound weight difference, and then it goes 205, so you got 20 pounds, and then you got 265, so that's 60 pounds for heavyweight. It's crazy. The gaps are just too big.
All right.
They're gigantic, so that's a major problem with MMA in that there's less weight classes than there should be, and then you have a cap on heavyweight, which is bananas. Like, you should have no cap. Heavyweight should be, how big is this guy? Like, let him fight.
Because you think you can handle him. Come in.
Yeah. I mean, what about the Mountain? That guy from Game of Thrones? If that guy had a fight in the UFC, he wouldn't be able to make weight. He's too big. That guy's almost 400 pounds. You know?
Yeah, I never knew that. I thought heavyweight's like 265 and up, 250 and up.
That's what it should be.
Whatever you want to come in with.
That's what it should be. Yeah. But there really should be a weight class around 225. There's something like that.
What class would that be? You just name a new class?
Well, boxing has something like that. What is the boxing weight class that's like below heavyweight? There's cruiserweight, but then there's a new one. There's a recent one over the past few years that they've developed. But that's one thing that boxing does a much better job with, I think, is providing fighters the correct weight class where they can compete in. What is it called? That's it. Yeah, but I think there's another one that they're calling. They're calling it. God, I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, that's it. I think they called it something different, though. They had a name for it. Whatever. Maybe you'll find it. Maybe not. But point is, 265 is the limit. So like Francis Ngannou, when he was the heavyweight champion, he used to have to cut weight. He had to lose weight to get down to 265.
Wow. And then, how much is he putting on that last week?
He's probably putting another
weight?
10 on at least. Yeah. He's not losing a ton, but he's got to watch his calorie output. He's a massive human.
Hey, I met him in Saudi Arabia.
Fucking guy's so big. He's so big. That's a real tragedy that him and the UFC couldn't figure it out. That bothers me a lot because that guy was the scariest heavyweight champion of all time for sure. He put guys in orbit. He would hit them and you just go, oh. It would hurt you like watching it. Like, oh no. All men are not created equal. That's another problem with fighting. No matter how much preparation you have, no matter how intelligent you are, some people are faster and hit harder than you.
Right.
And you ain't gonna fix that.
Right.
In the gym. You'll get a little better, but you're never gonna bridge that gap.
Yeah. I had a dream of being an NBA basketball player.
Did you? Was that your dream?
For a while.
How old were you when you had that dream?
I was young, and I was like, I'm gonna dunk. And no matter how much this guy sitting here would have worked out and hustled, I was never gonna be able to dunk, bro. Didn't have the innate ability. Didn't have the DNA. Didn't have the makeup.
I bet you could. Over time. I bet someone could teach you how to dunk. I bet if someone got you on a serious training program when you were younger, right now it would be rough.
It'd be rough track.
It would be rough on the tendons.
Yes.
Like a lot of stress. When you get to be our age, it's like, maybe you shouldn't be dunking. How about take dunking off the menu?
Yeah, well, that was what.
But when you're young, I think you could teach a guy, but it would, it's not as easy as that. Like for some people, they could just dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that thing about not everyone being created equal. Yeah, you gotta have innate ability.
Oh yeah.
And the hustle, the work ethic. If you got both, and there's a lot of 5-star players who don't have the hustle.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of
some of the most talented ones, right? Because it comes too easy to them.
Yeah.
And some of the ones that aren't as talented but just will not stop.
Yep.
They will not stop pushing because they had to work harder for everything they ever did.
Yeah.
They have that extra gear, and that allows them to be champions.
I hear more and more CEOs saying, give me Johnny and Jane Hustle from Western Kentucky before Belinda and Joseph from Harvard.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
You need this one that's ready to come hustle, that's ready to get scrappy, adapt, work, press the edges on the front and the back end.
Yeah.
Give me that.
And someone who's all in.
Yeah.
You want someone who's all in. You don't want someone who's like looking at the clock, wants to leave. Someone who's just like doesn't feel like they're being appreciated enough.
Yeah.
You want someone who's like fully all in on their work.
Yeah. Do you think there's theories about with AI coming that now more than ever that's what you need is the one that has more of a liberal arts education. I know a little bit a lot of things, and I can hit many different avenues rather than being an expertise in one certain thing. I mean, it's like just 6 years ago, you tour the campuses that were like computer programming. That's what you want your job to be. That's what we need.
Right.
No, you don't.
Now it's over.
Done. It's over.
They're telling you don't get into programming. Yeah.
So what specifics are the jobs or the creations, the vocations that are going to be out there for our youth here coming up that are going to be like, that's how you're going to make it? I question the college education now. I question the worth of it. How much is it still a knowledge factory that has not adapted to changing times and needs in the workforce? And how much of it needs to be updated for getting young men and women prepared to go into the workforce?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's really unknown territory. And I think AI is going to take jobs away that we never thought we were going to lose. I think lawyers are off. I think they're in trouble. Coders are gone.
Accountants are gone.
Accountants are gone. Yeah, it's going to be really fucking weird. It's going to be really weird for Hollywood. I mean, you've seen some of these films. You've seen the old Star Wars that they're doing. They're remaking Star Wars with AI, with old Luke Skywalker.
No.
Like when he was young. Like when Luke Skywalker's. They're doing completely new scenes that look exactly like HD versions of Star Wars in 1975. It's what it looks like.
Okay.
But it's in HD today with AI using Mark Hamill's voice, so it sounds exactly like him as young Luke Skywalker. It's bananas, man. It's bananas. There's a lot of weirdness with music. There's a lot of weirdness with literature. You're going to have all sorts of AI, so no one knows what's going to survive this. I assume that a bunch of people at the end of the day are going to get really sick of artificially created things and want something that they know was made by a person. Whether it's a book that is made by a person or a song, like an Oliver Anthony song.
You think we're going to want
a
tangible,
we're going to want
physical.
Books. Yeah, books are going to be like, some people just love
LPs.
vinyl.
Yeah,
love them. They just love the pressing the needle down and hearing the crackle. And that's what... But there's going to be a lot of that still. People are going to want to buy books from people that actually wrote the book. They're going to want to go to see a guy perform music in an actual club where you see the guy on stage, you know it's live. There is always going to be a desire for handmade things. A guy made this table. I know him, But other than that, man, no one knows. It's the unknown, because no one knows what the capabilities of these things are going to be.
Well, and the tech, the AI tech companies keep saying, no, trust is a lot of jobs are going to be lost, but AI is going to create so many other jobs. But I haven't heard anyone answer what those jobs are going to be.
Yeah, I don't even think they know, honestly.
Right.
They don't even know why these things are so good at what they are good at. They keep getting smarter and smarter, and they blow them away. Like Elon told me that every week he has like these new discoveries. It's like, what? This is crazy. It's like every week we're blown away. So it just keeps getting more and more capable. We don't know where this is going. So if you're in college right now, it's so cliche to say follow your dream, but really do follow your fucking dream, because that might be the only thing that you've got.
Right.
Because if you think you're just going to get a really good job in an industry that might be completely wiped out in 3 years by AI, a lot of people are going to be going down that path.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, is crime going to go up? You're going to have people out of jobs. They're going to be, what are these people going to do?
Could. I think it's universal basic income is probably the only way to solve, at least on the short term, how we're going to lose a lot of stuff. Look at you, man. You got a lot of little tabs in there.
I do have a lot of
organized.
tabs.
You're very organized.
Well, these are ones that I thought could be cool cool conversation starters for us. And we've kind of covered actually some of them. You ever had anyone read poems on the show before?
Yeah, Lex Friedman.
Oh, there you go. All right.
You want to find a good one? We'll wrap it up with a great poem?
Yeah, man.
Let's go. This book is out right now?
No, September the 16th.
Oh, okay.
September 16th. This is a fun one that I wrote. It's kind of based on... It's based on extra credit. It's kind of when relying on fate or extra credit that we get, that sometimes we rely on the extra credit participation trophies. It's where this one kind of started from me. So I mean, it's a fun one, and it might get us talking about something. It's called Tips Included. Okay. When extra credit's included, credit doesn't get its due. When more gives us less, the exchange rate's gonna skew. When amnesty is offered going into the crime, we're more bound to commit it because there is no fine. We start playing to tie instead of going for the win, when participation's the trophy for every cow in the pen. If I stay on the porch because you picked up the slack, when you look over your shoulder, I can't have you back. If there is no curfew, we'll stay out all night. No tab at our bar, we get drunk and start a fight. All these long lenses got us losing our sight. You keep lifting it for me, I'm gonna lose all my might. When a 4-star duty suits a 6-star rate, we take our hands off the wheel, rely on fate. Eating all we can at the all-we-can-eat buffet gives us a 3.8 education and a 4.2 GPA. We steal from ourselves and get away with the scam. What's the measure of merit with less give a damn? These unlimited options, they sure got me confused. while all the conveniences keep me properly lubed. In this red light district, with the whore of inflation, the ROI's math don't pay for the vacation. So let's just admit it, this extra credit's quite a fluffer. Because when the tip's included, the service will suffer.
That's great.
Isn't that fun?
That's really good and dead on. You fucking right on the head.
It's
perfect.
It's a fun one, man. I mean, yeah. I think I came when the 11th place team got the same size trophy as the first place team. And I was like, wait, they went 0-10, but the winning team went 10-0. You're kind of like saying, oh, the winning team went 5-5 and the losing team went 5-5. I don't get it. Don't hurt the feelings. Don't lose. Don't get told no.
Your feelings have to get hurt sometimes. That's how you learn and grow, and you can't protect anybody from that. And that's the problem. We want to do that with our children. All my best friends, all my favorite people had terrible, chaotic childhoods, and they all became very interesting people. But I don't want my kids to have a terrible, chaotic childhood. Right. I want them to have a wonderful, love-filled, bountiful childhood.
Yeah.
But
that comes with.
Yeah. Well, I think they have to find things that they find that are difficult, that they get engrossed with, that they really love to pursue. And fortunately, my kids do that. But I think you have to have a struggle. You have to have a task. If you just want to oh, you get a trophy too. Everybody gets a trophy. It's okay. No, there's no losers.
It got hard? Okay, quit.
When my kids were real little, one of my daughters was playing in a soccer game, and they wouldn't say the score. I'm like, but I know the fucking score. I just watched. They lost.
Yeah.
You can't say there's no score. This is so crazy. But they were doing this in California. They had scoreless games. I'm like, okay. I mean, but look,
so
why are you trying to score then?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to score if you don't count it? This doesn't make any sense. This is soccer. Yeah. Soccer has a
Why is our goalie trying to keep them from scoring?
Exactly. What's the point?
Give the goalie a little credit.
Everybody, what's up with the rules? Pick it up with your hands. Yeah. This is stupid. If you don't have a loser, you don't have a desire to get better to become a winner.
Yeah.
That's a part of the process. Yeah. Sometimes kids lose and they cry. And by the way, if you don't ever go through that, then you don't understand how to lose. So you never develop a healthy ability to manage competitiveness.
Yep.
Some people just never get that. They never get healthy competition. Makes for a very unhealthy person to not be able to just compete.
Well, especially once they leave the house.
Yes.
And they're on their own because the world sure plays by the rules and the score is kept.
Yes.
And you don't win every one.
Yes.
No matter how good you are.
Yes.
And there's nobody coming back in to tuck you in bed and say it's okay.
Right.
Let's put some ice on it. You're dealing with yourself, man.
That wake-up call. That's cold. It's cold-blooded.
I got a cool movie coming out called The Lost Bus. It'll be out in October. It's going to be in theaters for a couple weeks, and it goes on Apple and streams. Remember the Paradise Fires in 2018 in Paradise, California?
Yes.
Yeah. I think almost 30 people or so died. Jamie Lee Curtis heard this story on NPR. He went to Jason Blum, and Jason Blum went to Paul Greengrass, the director of Captain Phillips, United 93, Black Sunday. Really good action director, but also with a good personal dramatic story in it. And then they came to me for it. And there were a lot of heroic people that at that time that ran towards the crisis instead of away from the crisis. But this one particular story about this bus driver and this teacher that got 22 kids to safety was the story we picked to tell. And we went and shot it in Santa Fe. This guy that I play is here's the trailer.
Yeah, we're not listening to it, so you just tell me while this trailer's going on.
Oh, okay. So this guy, Kevin, in our story, comes back home because his dad has passed away. And he's going to take care of his widowed mother and try to reunite with his son, which, by the way, check this out, Joe. My mom plays my mom, and Levi plays my son.
Oh, wow.
In a movie, man.
Your mom plays your mom? That's cool.
Yeah. So he comes back through that, and he gets a part-time job as a school bus driver. He goes out that morning. There's a fire coming across the canyon, as they always do, no problem. First responders head out. Well, by the afternoon, it got out of hand and was jumping in the canyon. And so that afternoon, as he's now decided, oh shit, I gotta go back and get my mom and my son. Neither one of them can drive, get them to safety. On the way home, barging home, barge on the highway to go get them. A call comes through dispatch. I got 22 stranded kids on the east side of town. Is anyone over there with an empty bus?
Whoa.
Guess who's got an empty bus? Fuck. I want to go get my mom and my son, man. But he takes the call and says, I'll go get them. He goes and gets them. Their teacher gets on the bus, and this is their story of about 8 hours of going through hell and how and if they got out of it. And really awesome adrenaline pumped action, which you're going to get from Greengrass, and a story like that. Like The Fire, this is as good as a fire movie as there's been. The Fire is a fucking predator. It's from the POV. It's like Jaws. The Fire is actually like the shark in Jaws in this thing. Plus, a really cool story of redemption, fathers, sons, and two people doing what they can to survive when there were no contact. All the telephone towers were down and the dispatch was down. No one had any contact. So he didn't know if his mom and son were okay. He didn't know where to go, where the traffic jams were. And what happened is the first responders left early to go get the fires. When they got there, it had already jumped the canyon. So when they were coming back to town, the mandatory evacuation, the whole town's leaving. They couldn't get back in town. So it's a bit of a horror film in that way, but movie I'm
Fire is Predator,
proud of, man. Yeah,
that is what it feels like if you ever get stuck in one of those things.
Yeah.
It feels like a monster.
Yeah,
That sounds awesome.
that